Mic check, man. Morning Masters Podcast, man, of course. Back with the episode of Thinking Out Loud, of course, man. First and foremost, I want to thank all the supporters, all the listeners, anybody who's sharing the podcast, supporting the things I'm telling y'all to support, or I'm asking y'all to support, supporting the guests that come on the show. That's major. A lot of people come on the show and they say, yo, I want to come back because this happened for me, or this happened for me. So definitely shout out to y'all for that. Shout out to just the whole city, all the support, city, in the city, outside the city. I see I'm making some headways over there in the South Carolina area, which is what I wanted to do since about 6-7 months ago. So shout out to y'all for that. Everybody from South Carolina, shout out to y'all. I'll be honest with you, man. It's gonna sound bad. I just shout y'all out, but South Carolina's a different breed, man. South Carolina's a different breed. I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want to sound like I don't want to be an asshole. But South Carolina is definitely different, you know. I hear a lot of jokes about, you know, the way they drive, you know, just a lot about South Carolina. I don't want to get into it too much because, all right, somebody bumping that Mary J. Blige super loud. But, yeah, man, shout out to everybody supporting the podcast, for real. Whether you just sharing it, whether you commenting on it, whether you in a cut just watching it. I watched part of B Cook's Live a little minute ago. I was driving, so I had time to listen to it as I was driving. And he had A.O. Snoop on there. He had him by a real name for that reason, but he had A.O. Snoop on there, and they briefly touched on the podcast I did with Q Dog. So shout out to them for that. Like, it's always dope when somebody, mind you, they in mid conversation, they bring up your main interview, such and such, and he said this, and that was dope to me. It's like, it's something small, but like I said, it's always little things, you know. So yeah, shout out to everybody for that, man. Shout out to everybody for supporting the podcast, man. If you got like a brand or something you want me to support, you got a shirt or something you want me to wear, please let me know. You know what I'm saying? I love to wear it. If you need something you just want to be supported, I don't mind buying shirts. Don't get me wrong. I will support whoever and whatever. But obviously, you know, that's something I want to do based on taste wise. If I like it, I'll buy, you know. But I'll definitely wear something I don't necessarily like just to support the podcast. Like I try to support any way possible I can. So I may share your stuff, and I cannot like your stuff. I cannot like the way you do business. I cannot like something about your brand or your entity or whatever it is you're pushing, but I'll share it and support it just because I know the effects of shares and the effects of supporting somebody and just your name being behind something or it looking as if you supporting this or you rock with that. So I'll do it for them reasons alone. And you might have good morals, values, and principles. You know, the brand might be horrible, you know, but I might just share it and support it just because. In no relation at all. Make sure you shop wholesalerush.com. Dope site. You know, you get your clearance items, get some cheap items. You can get items that you find on Amazon and things like that. Just go to the site, man. You know, it's just pushing over here still. So, you know, first thing I want to get into is I had a conversation last week with somebody, and I wanted to kind of address it some way in a way, because I feel like sometimes, you know, you can say things, and I don't ever want to come up as better than or just better than somebody. You know, that's not the thing. But I do feel like, you know, people mature in stages, and people see things different ways and at different points of their life, and they start to move accordingly, right? It just happens for me. The things that I've been around and seen in the last couple of years, just or in general, I've started to move accordingly based on those things, right? So it was something that brought to my attention, and I know I brushed it off like, yeah, whatever, you know, like as if like I just had bigger things to worry about than what was being brought to my attention, right? And it was kind of cool, and then, you know, it hit me back like, yo, but you know what happened when, you know, this person said this to you? You said you knew about this already. What happened with this person? And I'm like, you know, the same thing pretty much. Like, it was no different. It was no conversation to be had about it, right? And I said to say, when it comes to like drama and I want to call it gossip, but I don't want to call it gossip. But drama, gossip, rumors, that type of stuff, I don't really be too heavy into that because so my reasons is this, right? All right, let me keep it a buck. So I think drama is very enticing. Gossip is very enticing. it's things you want to know that like it don't really affect your life, but sometimes knowing it is like, I don't know, it's what's the word I want to say? It's entertaining to some people. It's amusing to some people to laugh at somebody else's misfortune or a situation somebody else is going through that you know something about, or maybe somebody's not handling something a certain way, or they made a mistake, and it's entertaining to know these things. Oh, someone just got beat up. This person got robbed. This person got slapped. They almost fought. I seen such and such doing this over here. You know, that person said this. Those are things that's like, it don't matter. It don't matter, right? But depending on who's telling you, it can be entertaining. Or depending on where you at in the day, it can be a form of entertainment. Depending on what you're going on in life, it can be a form of entertainment, right? So for me, you know, when it was brought to my attention, like lately I've been doing that for the last year, 2 years maybe. I always like not cared about the drama. I ain't into that, right? And the reason why is this, right? So it was a time in my life where, like, of course, if somebody was telling me a story, I wouldn't tell them be quiet. I wouldn't say, I let them talk. And if I'm listening, cool. If I'm not listening, cool. It's like, all right, you ain't got nothing going on, you know, whatever. And that'd be the thing. Like, to me, a lot of that stuff be signifying too many other things. And that's what it be. It don't even be about the fact that I don't necessarily care for drama and nothing like that. It just be what it be more so what it signify. I feel like a lot of times you give your attention to certain things, it's probably because you ain't got nothing else going on. And so as it pertains to drama or gossip, I'm not in no way, shape, or form saying that I hate or I block all gossip all the time. No, because everything is gossip. You know what I'm saying? Me telling you how somebody podcast is okay as gossip. It's positive gossip. It's negative gossip. Like, you got so many different forms of gossip. I'm not sitting here saying that I always turn it down. I always rebuke it. No, I'm not saying that. But for the most part, depending on what it is, if it's not conducive to what I want to do or how I'm feeling that moment or how I'm moving at that point in my life, I'm just not going to care about it, right? So I said to say, like, it depends on the person that gives it to you. So there's people that I look at. All right, so everybody got friends, right? It's hard to try to explain this, but everybody got friends. Everybody got friends, acquaintances, people they talk to, and you got them for, you know, you might have a friend that's just like, they're super tough. So, like, you know, if y'all going somewhere, blah, 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 they're going to hold you down. You might have a friend that's just funny. All right, you wouldn't get cheered up, they're funny. You might have a friend that's just going to tell you the real. All right, I'm lost, I need to know some information, they're going to tell me the real. But you might have also a friend or people that you talk to that just like, they got the scoop. All right, they got the scoop. Yeah, and the friend that got the scoop is usually the drama-fied friend. They're always in the know. They don't know. They never there, but they just get the information somehow, some way. Cool. So I look at it like that. Like, sometimes I rebuke or I'll stop somebody from telling me gossip, or I'll stop talking to somebody about gossip. Or I won't gossip with that person because of what I feel like it'll bring, or also because how I view that person. I may not view that person as the person I want to talk gossip stuff about. Like, I might not want to talk to that person. I might view them as higher than, like, to me, gossip is down here. I'm sorry, right? But I might view that person up here. So I'm like, damn, why would I be talking to them about some stuff that's down here? We always talk about, like, thought-provoking stuff, you know, high power stuff that's going to get you to the next level, motivational stuff. Like, this is pulling me back. This is stuff that ain't going to help me get from point A to B at all. It's just useless, us using that breath for no reason, you know, waste of breath. So it just depends on the person that's also telling you. Because now you got people that you know is just good for gossip. If they happen to call or tell me something, it's kind of like you let them talk because that's the relationship y'all have. Don't mean I'm indulging it or engaging in it, or that I'm even happy that they call me about it. But the fact of the matter is, I want people to be who they are to me. And if you are a drama-filled person and you full of gossip, I'm okay with you calling and saying something about gossip. Am I gonna listen to it? Probably. It depends, you know. Am I going entertain it? Probably not. You know, I might try to change the subject depending on what it is, because you gotta watch that, right? But I feel like when it comes to gossip and when it comes to that stuff, I've been on. It's like this, right? Gossip is cool and it's cute until it's you. So it's all fun and games to talk about somebody or talk about this person's misfortune, situation, what they got going on until you in the mix, right? When you in the mix, then it's a problem. And I've had a situation where. Or I felt where, like, I've had things going on and I felt like, damn, like, it's like a feeling you get, like, I know that person, my man's or my homegirl. I know they said this about me. They in a group talking about me, but this, talking about that, of a situation you got going on that really you don't want people to be talking about, or it's uncomfortable, or you're just in a bad space. Maybe you're in a bad predicament from the situation, whatever. And I've been in that situation. It's like, it's not cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start looking at everybody funny. And from that moment forward, I always say, yo, I don't want to really be up in that, because I remember how I felt when the roles were reversed and I was the gossip. Like, I remember how that felt. I remember how people would ask you certain questions. People would try you. People would try you because based on conversations other people having about you and they hearing it. They're not even in the conversation. They just hearing it. And that's the negative part about the gossip. It's like, yeah, person A and B may know me, but person A and B is talking about person A, B, C, and D. C and D don't know me. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me. But because A and B know me, they feel like they know me now. And because E, F, G was listening or in the vicinity, they feel like they know the situation now. So now when I see somebody, like, I might not know G, but G might feel like they a G, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me for letters. They might feel like they a G, whatever, and they might ask me something they shouldn't even be asking me. Like, nigga, you don't even know me. You don't know me to ask me that question. But because people that I knew or that I know is gossiping and talking and things are getting misconstrued and thrown all around, then you're in a drama now, and you got people asking you questions they would normally ask you. People feel like they know you, that don't know you. Then you got people that don't know you but know them, but they say they know you even though they don't know you. But y'all work in the same area, or y'all be around each other, or y'all friends on Facebook or whatever. So they feel like they know you. Oh, you know such and such, yeah, because I heard because they able to like corroborate the story based off A and B just knowing you. And if that's confusing, that's a very small portion of gossip. In a nutshell, that's a very small portion of gossip in a nutshell, and that's why I don't really rock with it too heavy. Like, of course, you got people that will talk about things. So anybody that tell you, I'll let people talk. That's fine. If I view you a certain way, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, I ain't trying to hear it. If I'm dealing with you or something like that, and I don't want to, I hate getting in gossip with people you're dealing with or you around a lot, because it's just not conducive to if y'all trying to move forward with something or whatever. I'm gonna always look at you as a gossip. I hate that. Like, I never like that. Like, I've tried it before. It really don't work. Like, it's to no avail. It don't work at all. Like, it's something I just don't like. I don't like to have them kind of discussions. We can talk about so many other things that, you know, I feel like are important or that help people connect more on another level, whether it's your friend, a love interest, whatever, your homie, enemy, whatever. I just feel like the gossip part is like, I never want to be connected with people based on gossip. Those connections don't last long, and it's always messy. It's always messy. And I feel like you gotta, you know, kind of watch the people you're around when it comes to that, because a lot of times, like, I got this saying that I heard, and it's like, you gonna get as far as the people around you for no reason. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, if what I realize about people that gossip a lot and they're always hearing or knowing or in the know about the drama is that they often complain a lot as well. They also find reasons to get mad. They're never happy. Duh, I don't know. I don't want to be never happy for no reason. And that's what's gonna happen when you're around people like that. It just, for no reason at all, it'll just seep into you. Like, I never want to be not happy for no reason. Wake up just because it's Thursday and I woke up. Fuck, like that's weird. Like, I want to be happy if I can. And if I'm not happy, I want to be moving. I want to have some positivity going, something going for myself, other than me knowing somebody dirty laundry that I probably wouldn't even repeat anyway. I don't care about that. I don't care about it. And I think of this, like, in a nutshell, like, there's so many other things that I can do, like, for what I do. And I don't know what everybody else do, but I'm going to tell you for me, right, what I do. We talk about this motion stuff and have motion, we'll get into in a second. You think about any conversations that you may have this week, whether it's multiple, whether it's one, whether it's two, whether you was around a few of them, and you add them conversations up of you just listening or engaging or whatever, and what it did for you. So you had a 5-minute conversation here. You had a 5-minute conversation there. 5 minutes. Let's say 25 minutes, right? We're just going to do good math. 25 minutes of just nothing. Nothing that was done. And me, in 25 minutes, I could do a Thinking Out Loud. I could edit a video, less than that, maybe 2 videos. I can make some clips. I could brainstorm. I could connect with somebody. I can call somebody and get a play going. I could get an advertisement deal. There's so many things that I can do in 25 minutes. I do not care what person A, B, C, or D got going on. Because 9 times out of 10, none of it has anything to do with me. Yes, it's entertaining. Yes, it may be funny to know. It may be something, I guess, entertaining for the day. Cool. But in 25 minutes, I could do so much. And like, time is, we don't have time like that. So I try to utilize as much time as I can. Everybody that work and do stuff on the side, imagine that. Like, imagine you just get 25 extra minutes. And I'm saying 25. People gossip longer than that. I've been around. People gossip on the lunch break. People gossip on the clock. People gossip off the clock. People gossip in the parking lot. People gossip when they leave Walmart. People gossip when they leave Dollar General, inside Dollar General line. And Dollar General line be long as hell. People gossip all that stuff a lot. So I'm saying 25 minutes, but technically speaking, that 25 minutes could easily be 2-3 hours for somebody else. You got people that just call their friends and just gossip. So you think about all that time, what you could do, and within that time, conducive to something that you're trying to do in life, or conducive to something that you're trying to push, whether it's something, a dream you believe in, whether it's your social media presence, whether it's you're a comedian, you try to work your craft, you do music, you draw art, you write art, you film art, you podcast, you interview, you don't podcast, you don't interview, you bash women on social media, whatever you do, like, that's more time to that. And that's always my thing. So it's never that I feel like I'm just here and I can't talk about nobody. No, I gossip every day, technically speaking, right? I'm just saying I limit it very, very, very low because of I know other things I can do. Before I gossip to somebody, I prefer to tell you about my podcast and hopefully get you to go follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. That's where I'm at with it. I'm on that side of the fence. Like, yeah, that's cool that, this person got that going on. And that's crazy. Yeah, this girl cheating on him, that's wild. But I do this podcast called More Than Masters, and this is what I talk about. Like, I like to have them kind of conversations rather than the other one. Like I said, it's entertaining, yes, but also I've been in that setting where you the topic of gossiping. It ain't cool. Like, it's not a cool setting. So I feel for that. And then also, like I said, there's so many other things I can do with not just my life, but just with my platform and the fact that I work a long hours, so I'm at a job for a long, long time. So any free time that I get, I have to make sure it's free, because gossip ain't free. That's a waste of time. That's waste. It's like give me an hour, give me an extra hour for the day, and just throw it away. But hey, I know 4 people business. 4 people, I know their business, and I don't even know them. What did I really gain from that? You know what I'm saying? Nothing, most likely. So that'd be my thing. And I'm sorry to get long-winded on that. I did want to address or talk about a question that was given to me. So I want to read that question real quick. It's kind of like a part 2 to something else, because I guess they watched I know they watched the Thinkin Out Loud, so I had people give me questions for Thinkin Out Loud. Because I went over on that, me explaining that gossip thing, I ain't going to go too deep into a lot of the questions. I'm going to just probably do one. I was going to do like 4 or 5 today, but I didn't expect to go that in depth. I didn't expect to go that in depth on that topic. Real quick though, I want to give us a rest in peace to P&B Rock, man. I was just on Twitter and I seen that video. First of all, I want to say, if something happened to me, and I ain't nobody, but if something happened to me, whether it's something gruesome, I'm on the ground dying or whatever, don't record me, bro. Like, I don't want my family to ever have to see if I had died in that kind of way, my last moments, or me breathing for air, or just a hopeless or lifeless Maine. I don't want them to see that. I want them to see me smiling, happy. I want them to watch this podcast, watch me at my highlights. I want to see my highlights of me just smiling and having fun. That is not nothing that nobody needs to see. It's definitely not for strangers, not for social media, not for a whole world to see. Somebody got a robbery turn homicide, and you don't know if their family's even been notified. And you saying, hey, P&B Rock just got shot, just to be first on social media. That shit is corny. Like, if anybody that ever happened to me, here's a PSA. I don't want it. Like, just let me go and let the proper people do what they got to do. I do not like that when I feel like I gotta record somebody because they died or they dying or they just got shot. That is super weird. That's weird energy. I ain't into that. But that's just me. Rest in peace to P&B Rock. If you know what that is, he got that song. I think his biggest song probably "I'm Selfish." I like that song. I like P&B Rock though. I like his music. He's from Philly. He wasn't like your average Philly artist, but he's from Philly. He's a dope artist. So shout out to him, man. All right. So the question is, okay, women/men want someone with motion. Let me start over. I kind of messed that up, didn't I? Me talk about me from South Carolina. I can't read. Women/men want someone with motion, but what qualifications, looks, education, standards, whatever, would the person with motion require from their person? All right, so that was a good question. And I know, like I said, sometimes I get on here, and because I'm freestyling, I don't have no rhyme or reason with this. I will get off topic because of something else I said, right? So hopefully I don't do that now. But that's a tough question. I feel like that's a case-by-case basis. I don't know what a woman will want. I want people to comment. If you're a woman and you're watching this, what would you want, right, in a partner? If I'm assuming you're saying if, so I got the motion. What do I want in a partner? So as a woman, you got motion. What would you want in a partner? If you don't have motion, what would you want in a partner that has motion? Or what do you have to bring to the table, rather, for someone who has motion and maybe you don't have none, right? For me, I feel like I've talked to people that didn't do things, like they don't always have something going on. They're not always in the limelight, or they not have a business on the side. They don't have nothing. They just kind of living life. And I feel like, I mean, looks is like, it depends on the person, right? Because like everybody that I talk to in life, I don't think everybody gonna think they look pretty. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they pretty to me. Like it might not be something like all physical with your face. It could be partly that, but then partly your personality. It could be your walk. It could be your smile. It could be your cheeks. It could be your lips. It could be a bunch of things that I just like physically that make you attracted to me. So I would say looks is not something I really crazy about, because I learned something when I was younger. It's gonna sound mad wild, but my uncle, my cousin told me, he was like, it was this big girl walking down the street, and he was like, would you I smashed. I'm a virgin at the time anyway, right? Would you smash? I was like, heck no, she big. He was like, when you get older, you realize, man, I ain't gonna say the words, but it's just, okay? It's just, and P is just P. I say that. P is just P. And I don't agree with that, but I will say this. Don't judge a book by its cover, right? So, but like I said, I got an attention. See what happens. I get too caught up. So back to the question. I think for me, if I'm dealing with somebody who don't have motion, or I got motion and I'm looking for someone to build with, or just have a bond with, get a relationship with, whatever you want to call it. There's a few things I guess I would look for. For one, I need to look for understanding, because I already know me and Tom, I just spoke about that, won't be as I'm not gonna be easily as accessible as somebody else. I work a lot. I got 2 kids, right? And then I got my stuff I do on the side, which takes a lot because it's quote unquote successful. So I spend a lot of time in the studio on my camera equipment, editing, things of that nature. So I would need somebody to be understanding of my time, or to know that I don't have a lot of it. Time I don't have a lot of it. Time I don't have a lot of it. So it need to be understanding. And that's more important than looks to me, because like I said, you being fine and you not understanding the fact that I got all this going on and I need the time, it defeats the purpose. You feel me? It defeats the purpose. So looks is not that important. Education, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm educated. I got a degree. I'm not heavy on title like that, because I feel like you could not have a degree and still you could be smarter than me. Like education is not a need for me. Like far as talking to somebody, I need you to be educated. Nah, you just gotta be smart. Just don't be dumb. You ain't gotta be educated. Just don't be dumb. Like that's all I care about. Don't be dumb. Be able to read, because I ain't gonna lie, I like to be read to. Like I like to hear somebody reading. Like I like that. So just don't be dumb. Be able to read. Be understanding that, I'm not going always have time. I'll make some time, don't get me wrong, but I mean, an open Saturday to the average person isn't an open Saturday to me, because on that Saturday now I'll be trying to do a bunch of things, like make sure I got my kids, make sure I'm present in what they got going on. I tap in for the day, or see them for a little while, or make their day for something, do something for them. Then I'm also trying to do the podcast stuff. I'm also trying to, have a social life. I'm also trying to recoup to go back to work. I'm also trying to network and boost my brand. So I'm doing a lot of things, and that's just half of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a lot of things. I'm a son. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father. I'm a brother. So these are all things that that require time when you're doing it at a very efficient level. And I like to think I'm a very efficient father, brother, son. All those things. So employee, whatever. So I would definitely need that. And that's the thing. Like, I also need people to listen. Like to me, I know people. I know people say like, so I do get told. I've been told. Who the person said? I don't want to say no names. I've been told I'm bossy, right? And I don't know if I would say I'm bossy. I do require certain things, and I can definitely lean in on those things when I want what I want. But for the most part, I like peace, man. That'd be the main thing. For somebody who got emotion, I like peace. Like, I need to be able to, if I come around somebody and I got emotion going on, I'm looking for a partner or whatever, I need to be able to know, like, when I'm around you, I'm going to be at peace. It's going to be peaceful. That's more important than looks. Hell, that's going to fall on the understanding, because, if I will hope the peace comes from the understanding. Like, I understand what you're going through, and you work, 12 hours a day. Damn, then you did a podcast, then you seen your kids, and then you still made sure XYZ was straight, and then you still came through and did, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to need to know that, like, it's going to be peaceful where I'm at, I don't want to be nagged. I don't want to be asked 1,000 questions. I don't want to have my emotion and then somebody whole day get dumped on me, and I'm really sitting back thinking like, your day really wasn't shit, but okay. Yeah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll see people do that a lot of times. Like, you'll have your own thing going on. You're not even expressing your day, but somebody come tell you their day and this, and you're like, all right. And you're like, I wish it was me. Because if I tell you mine, then, and I'm not into competing. So that really wouldn't work. So, I mean, when you say, what you're looking for with a person with emotion, that's what you want. You want somebody to understand. And then you want somebody that's going to be a supporter. Like, they're really going to support you. Like, if you got emotion going on, I don't care who you are, what you're doing. If you got emotion and you doing things and you really out there doing stuff, it ain't going to matter if a person that you're with or the person that you're talking to on a day-to-day basis or on a daily, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's just your closest friend, I don't care what it is, your boyfriend, your sneaky link, your plaything, I don't care what you want to call it, right? If that person ain't really acknowledging the work you putting in and hyping you up and really standing behind you and supporting you, you kind of gonna feel like you ain't doing enough or you ain't doing nothing. Like, or you're gonna be down at it's gonna be something missing. I've actually been there where I've talked to somebody who was like, everything was cool, everything was good, like, was no complaining, it was peaceful, right? But I felt like the support wasn't really there, and it was so odd to come. I say come home, but to come to that person's house or be around that person, and them not asking about the podcast, them not asking about how this interview goes, them not asking me about or talk to me about a project I put out or a video I put out or something that. But then you might have this person or that person telling you that was dope, that was great, but you send to that person first and they ain't said nothing to you back. It's a lot of that go on. So like when you got motion and got things going on, those are things you need. You need the support, you need the understanding. The looks, like I said, you don't need that education. That come with your type. Some people like uneducated women, like, or men, like, and I'm not saying uneducated is like something like I'm like people be like, or like hood niggas are like this. you can be a hood nigga and be very smart. So I'm not gonna sit here and say uneducated means that. So when I'm saying uneducated, I'm just talking about somebody who's not educated for real. Maybe they dropped out and they are kind of slow, right? Or they not up to par knowledge wise, whatever. So yeah, that's all a tight base. But when you talk about qualifications about when you got motion, yeah, you want somebody understanding, you want somebody that is supportive, you want somebody that they don't have to see your vision, but you know, y'all looking in the same direction. You know, that's dope. But the support thing is big, and I've always said this on previous podcasts. I've always said this. I say, yo, man, when it comes to somebody you're talking to, there's almost no way you can talk to that person or build a relationship with that person, have any kind of real serious connection with that person if they aren't your biggest fan or they don't feel like they're trying to be your biggest fan. Like if I'm talking to somebody and I got this motion I got and I'm doing this and I'm talking to a woman, but another woman right here, I'm talking to a woman, but this other woman is clearly a bigger fan than that woman. Like how am I really connect with this woman if right here I got the biggest fan? You know what I'm saying? And not to say that because they're a fan you got to talk to them, but it's like, whoa, like I don't have no connection with this person, but they are like they hyping me up more than you. But here I am, you know, doing X, Y, Z with this person. So it all boils down to what you like and what you don't like and what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. Some people will accept not getting supported by their interests, their person they're talking to, or person they're building that bond with. Some people will accept that. I can't. I can't. But I ain't really experienced it enough. I experienced it one time, and like I said, it wasn't for me. It's one of them things you just be down, like where you like, hey, you watch that thing I sent you? Oh, no, I'm gonna watch it. Oh, okay, you know, like, damn, you know who I am? I'm amazed. Stop playing with me. So it's a lot to go into that. So qualifications wise, it's just you want somebody that you feel like on your side, on your team. You know what I'm saying? And that they willing to push the envelope with you. That's what I would say. But the piece is very big because a lot of stuff we do could be strenuous. A lot of us that do create content and create or got motion or whatever you're doing, whether you a club owner, a business owner, you create content, you sell clothes, you make clothes, you do art, you do music, whatever it is you do, you take pictures, photos, whatever it is you do. Some of us, or a lot of us rather, have actual jobs or careers outside of that, right? So the average job is 40 hours. So that's 40 already for something else. That 40 gonna be stressful. It's a job. It ain't yours. 40 is gonna be stressful, right? Then you got like the other stuff you might do, whether you're a parent, whether you're not a parent, whether you're a brother, sister, whatever, you know, you got these other things you are to people that you gotta do. So you're gonna need that piece. Like I need to know, like when the day is over and I make it to you that it ain't, damn, we need to talk, or let me tell you, and you just throwing your whole day, like I've been busy for like 15 hours straight, nonstop, just going, right? Whatever day you have, whatever day I have, you putting that behind us right now. We about to explore peace. We about to explore some peace. All right. Now within that peace, it could be a little, you know, whatever, but you got to explore this peace, right? So that's what I would say. And I hope I answered that question. I don't know. I be getting long with it sometimes, and yeah, man. I don't know. Like, hopefully that's a good answer. But for me, that's what I would like. If you got to answer that, if y'all are artists, y'all doing something, y'all got this motion, whether it's big, small, whatever, comment on YouTube, whatever, comment wherever I put this video at, comment and tell, you know, what you would want in a man or a woman if you got motion, or if you don't have motion, but what do you bring to the table if you don't have it? Like, do you bring peace? Do you bring drama? Do you bring gossip? Do you bring stress on top of stress? Do you bring 1,000 freaking questions? Like, just it's up, you know, what do you bring? What can you offer, you know? And yeah, that's I hope that answered the question. So the last question I got, and I'm gonna answer that because somebody asked me that and I want to answer that. So the last question I got is you text me for. Last question I got is somebody asked me what my favorite movie was, right? And I don't know, it changed so much. for one, I'm gonna answer that question a better way. I'm gonna ask that question a better way. And instead of movie, I'm gonna change movie with book. So I can tell you what my favorite book is. But before I get into that, I don't get into the favorite movie because it changed so much for me. Because one day it could be Paid in Full, then one next day it could be Juice, the next day it could be King of New York, the next day it could be Rain on Me with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler, then it could be something totally different. Like I love movies and I love that kind of art, so it changes so much that I would never want to put myself in a position to just tell you I got one favorite movie. You know, they all had their spurts with me, so I don't know. But I can tell you my favorite book of all time is The Great Gatsby. All right, my favorite book, and I think a lot of it because I can compare my life now, but even back then when I was in high school when I read it, I loved it then. I did all my projects in school on The Great Gatsby. I don't know, I always pick that book. I love the book. I love the themes. I love all the themes within the book. I love how I visualized it as I read it. That was one of the first books that I actually visualized things as I read it. And then I saw the movie. I was kind of disappointed. Not the new one, the first one, but the new one didn't really wow me either. It just had a nice soundtrack, right? But shout out to Leonardo DiCaprio. They played a good job playing the characters. But when you read the book, this guy Gatsby is like he's this like he's like a chosen one kind of like, but he also like a mystery. And I've always somebody said the other day like why do you think I'd be a mystery with you? And it's like that's just me. Like I'm naturally not. I naturally don't overshare, but in times I do overshare. You gotta kind of get it where you fit in. Like it depends on how comfortable I am with you, right? But I naturally don't overshare. I naturally don't just tell too much. It's not that I'm necessarily being sneaky. Have I been sneaky? Hell yeah. But that's not always the case. It's just how I've been all my life. I've always been like that. I've always been somebody who just, I say what need to be said, not too much. And as I get comfortable with you, then I might talk way too much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, The Great Gatsby is definitely my favorite book. And it also, it's centered around my favorite time, man. The Roaring '20s, my favorite decade. Every decade got his term. The '30s, you got the Great Depression. You know what I'm saying? For the '20s, it's called the Roaring '20s, and they would throw a lot of parties and stuff. But if you ever watch any kind of like old flicks, old films, you see even black people had their own kind of like Black Wall Street or their own kind of like businesses where, yeah, it was racism and stuff like that, but we stayed in our own community and we made money within our own community. And I thought that was the dopest thing about the Roaring '20s is that, yeah, we talk about all this racism and brutality and this, that, and the third, but up north, the Roaring '20s, if you was black and you had your own motion, you was good to go. Mind your business, you got your own motion, you good to go. You're doing business and you touching shoulders with, the Italians and the whites and all that stuff that's in high power, but there were black people in high power just as much. And I appreciate that about the Roaring '20s because it was more of a decade of partying and just living lavish, and black people were able to take part in that, and I thought that was dope. It don't get talked about a lot, but yeah. So my favorite book is The Great Gatsby because of and one of my favorite shows is Borg Empire because of the Roaring '20s theme and things like nature. So yeah, man. Fun fact about Maine, right? Nothing allowed. I went with 38 minutes. That was way too long. I'm sorry. I be trying to put 30 minutes max. I gotta put a 30-minute max on all Thinking Out Loud from now on. So from now on at 29:59, I'm stopping it. I ain't going over 30 minutes ever again. Nothing allowed. Make sure you shop. www.wholesalerustinc.com. www.wholesalerustinc.com. We still pushing that. More Masters Podcast. We out, man. 30 minutes is kind of wild.